I became a WNA member when I had a boss who promoted professional memberships, and she convinced, I guess, or worked it into the policies to allow our facility to pay for professional memberships. So I went to the first summit meeting and my first convention meeting, and I was really hooked at that point. I did not realize that nursing had a political impact. As a baby nurse, I thought that nursing was just bedside nursing, and I was really just beginning to learn that nursing was more than that. And then to find out that there was a political aspect, my mind was really just blown, and I was really just intrigued by the ability that nurses had to influence policy at a state and national level.
I always find that going to the convention and legislative days is very educational for myself and students that I bring along. I teach first semester nursing, so it's a really good place to get them starting to think about belonging to a professional organization. Just to kind of give them a learning platform for becoming leaders, because they're not just becoming nurses, they're becoming our Wyoming nurse leaders too, and we need all hands on deck.
WNA has two distinct events per year. One is a convention, the other is Nurses Day at the legislature. Both of those have been very important to me. I remember some very important times at the legislative event where nurses had a direct effect on legislative process, and this happened right before our very eyes. Student groups surrounded some of our legislators and made our opinion very well known, and subsequent hearings, committee hearings, and subsequent events on the floor of the legislature reflected what they had heard from the nurses.
It helps kind of really bridge the gap in the distance in Wyoming because we're so rural. But it doesn't feel that way when we're all together at a convention. And we network outside of those times too. And so I have many resources throughout the state that I wouldn't hesitate to call for advice, educational, anything related to nursing. There's lots of help out there. And I consider them my friends.
And we're a rural state. The idea that we can function with the kind of depth and breadth that we need in our profession, just in our small places, is not the best idea. We need to share.
Again, those networking connections become not just networking, but become friendships. And I love having those friendships across the state and across the nation. And
I think especially for a newcomer to Wyoming, it's a great way to meet new people, make new friends, and just start to feel like part of the community.
Just the idea of membership and the communication that comes from membership and the work that's done without our active input by WNA on our behalf is reason enough to join.
So I guess I would have never thought 10 years ago when I joined the Wyoming Nurses Association that I would continue to be a member, especially when I had to pay for it out of pocket because I changed jobs, my employer wasn't paying for that anymore. I thought, I don't know if I would do that or not, paying for it on my own. And I most definitely have been paying my dues individually and independently, and I wouldn't think twice about not doing that again.